So how are Israeli officials looking at this complex deal and how it is playing out? With us now, the Israeli ambassador to the UN, Danon. Mr. Ambassador, it's always great to talk to you. I just want to pick up on what Trey was saying about Abel Yahoud, the fifth hostage who was supposed to be released yesterday. We're hearing from Islamic Jihad now that she will now be released. Are you confident that that is going to happen?
Jonathan, we signed a very detailed agreement with Hamas and with the negotiators. Unfortunately, we see that Hamas is breaching the agreement. We are negotiating the release of Arbel, and we hope that by the end of the week, we will see her back home. She was supposed to be released by now, and we are working on that. So we are continuing with the agreement, but we expect Hamas to stand up for the agreement, and not only with the release of Arbel, they also were supposed to give us a list of all the hostages and with the details of their health condition. We haven't got that list yet.
Mr. Ambassador, I was interested hearing President Trump say on Saturday that he would like to see Egypt and Jordan take in many of the displaced Palestinians who have lost their homes, obviously, in Gaza. Pushback from Egypt and Jordan, and it seems to me an ongoing part of the situation in the Middle East that those countries and others do not want to have the Palestinian people on their territories. How much of a problem is that, and what does it speak to in a broader perspective?
Well, I think President Trump, he has very creative ideas, and he realizes that if you need a sustainable solution, you need to think about new ideas. And we cannot allow Hamas to stay in charge in Gaza and to rebuild its force. There is no future for the Palestinians in Gaza if Hamas is there. So I think it is about time that many countries will not only talk about the Palestinian issue, but will take action in order to support their future. And to say it clearly, there is no future for the Palestinians if Hamas is still in power. That's very clear for us.
Mr. Ambassador, it was fascinating when the 4 IDF soldiers, the 4 women, were released. Next to them, sort of as they were being paraded, they were full of smiles. Next to them were masked Hamas fighters. It does not appear that Hamas has lost its grip on power in Gaza. Is that a failure for the Israeli war effort here?
So we haven't completed the mission, I agree with you. But, Hamas today is not the same Hamas that was in power before October 7th. All the leadership, Yahya Sinwar, Mohammed Def, they are all dead by now, thankful to the work of the IDF. But they don't have the capabilities in terms of threatening us. But we have to continue the mission to finish the job. And that means that we have to make sure that Hamas is not running Gaza anymore. If they will stay in power, it's only a matter of time before the next attack.
And, Mr. Ambassador, if we can move north to Lebanon, some problems I gather that the Israelis see with the Lebanese army fulfilling its role near the border areas there. How is that playing out?
So, first of all, we comply with the agreement and we respect the agreement. We want to move out of Lebanon, but the agreement states very clearly that the Lebanese military must come in and take the positions. We cannot allow Hezbollah to regroup and take hold of those positions. So we expect the Lebanese military to move faster. That's why I think we need a little bit more time to allow the Lebanese military to get organized and to take the positions that we are evacuating.
And then very briefly, Mr. Ambassador, Islamic Jihad seems to be getting more of a hold in the West Bank and to some extent in Gaza. How concerned are you about a group as radical as Islamic Jihad beginning to get more support in areas like the West Bank?
We are very concerned, and we have seen the influx of terror attacks. But, all the issues we discussed today, it's all connected to Iran. They are the ones who are feeding Hamas, feeding Hezbollah, and now they're feeding the terrorist cells in Judea and Samaria. They're sending weapons and ammunition. So I think at the end of the day, Israel, the new administration, Western democracies, we have to deal with Tehran. That is the source of the problem for the Western world.
For sure. OK, Mr. Ambassador, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.